Hello everyone, how are you doing today? I am so happy that you are joining me live or watching the replay. We are going to make some really pretty fall cards today using this Autumn Leaves bundle from Stampin' Up! And I am excited to share more with this bundle with you because it is just so pretty for fall. So if you are joining me, please comment and let me know that you are here. Say hi. Tell me if you have this bundle yet or if it is on your wish list. This is just such a pretty fall bundle, and I haven't even used that much of it yet. The bundle includes this stamp set, Autumn Leaves, and then let's take a quick look at the dies. I'm going to use a few of them on my cards today. So this is a really large die set. I think the thing I like the most, well, I don't know. I really like these the leaves die cuts also, but I like these label dies because they fit the sentiments perfectly and they can be used for a lot of other sentiments and other stamp sets too. So I always like when a bundle has that versatility. Hi, Andrea. Oh, I'm so glad that you are catching me live today. I don't know, last week I was a different time because I had to pick my kids up early, so I'm glad this time works for you today. These leaf dies are really pretty too, and these are some of the ones I'll be using on my cards today, but you can also have these larger outline images that cut out some of the stamped images in your stamp set, and then you have the veins of the leaves too. And one really cool thing, I'm going to show you these real quick. These are the ones I used today, and you might not notice this if you are just taking a quick look, but the leaves actually go opposite directions. So they look like they're the same, and it is the same leaf, but they face opposite directions. So that's kind of fun. And I always love when Stampin' Up! Includes multiples too. Especially with the leaves, I feel like you're going to want to put more than one on your card. So you can cut two at one time, which is really great. So that's the bundle. And then if you saw my little sneak peek post yesterday to remind you to catch me live, I said we're going to be using this paper today. This is the All About Autumn Specialty Designer Series paper. It is super pretty because it has a copper foil on one side of the paper, and it has been so popular that it has been sold out for most of our catalog sales period. The other side has these really pretty realistic photograph images. The paper is supposed to come back in stock the week of October 30th, and the date has been changed once or twice. It has come back in and gone back out really, really quickly a few times. But I thought, you know what, we're just going to use the paper today. If you do place an order with me this week now through Tuesday, you are going to get the pieces to make the cards that we're making today, including the pieces, a few pieces of this paper. So you can't get it right now by ordering it, but I'm going to include some in the card kit this week. So it's a little incentive for ordering. Yes, Andrea, the paper is supposed to come back in stock. It has come back a few times actually, but it sells out again within hours. So I hope they ordered a ton of it this time, but it's supposed to be back the very end of October, the last week, the 30th. So I try to do a post as soon as I see it come back, but I can't guarantee that it's going to stick around for a long time. I know. I'm sure a lot of people missed it when it came back because it was in and out so quickly. I love the wood grain too. It's such a pretty paper, and it's really our only fall paper. So I think that's why it's been so popular, but I love this pattern and this color combination. So keep your eyes open. Sometimes it comes in even a few days earlier than they say. It's just so hard to tell. But like I said, hopefully they ordered a ton of it this time because it is so, so pretty. Okay, so I just showed you some of it, but it's gorgeous. If you go into the online store, I believe you can click through all the images of the different sheets that are in this paper pack. So what we're going to do today is make a set of cards, and this method is called stack, cut, and shuffle. And what you're doing is using 3 pieces of the designer series paper and cutting them all at the same time, and then you kind of mix and match the pieces to get your cards. Now there's multiple ways to do this. You can do it, we're going to do it at an angle today, which I think is really pretty and fun. But you can also cut it into like 4 rectangles that fit on your card. If you look on YouTube for stack, cut, and shuffle, I'm sure you'll come up with lots of ideas. So if you order and get the card kit this week, I'm going to give you the 3 3/4 by 5 pieces of designer series paper. You can look up other ways to do stack, cut, and shuffle too. You don't have to do the angle, but that's what we're going to do today. And depending on how many people order this week, you may not get these exact patterns, but any of the patterns of paper are so pretty. So I decided it's time to use the paper, even though it hasn't been in stock. And then, like I said, we're also using the Autumn Leaves bundle. So I used one of those label dies and then a few of the leaves. A lot of this fall suite has been out of stock, I think because it was the only fall suite, to be honest. But I'm using some of our brushed metallic dots that are from our annual catalog, and they come in copper, gold, and bronze, I think. And so I used the copper ones that went with the paper. Hi, Joan. Thank you for watching today. I'm glad that some of you are catching me live. Okay, so I have crumb cake card bases. I thought that was a nice neutral color that went with this paper pretty well. Then I have copper clay mats. These are 5 1/4 by 4. This is one of our new in colors this year, and I don't know, we used the wild wheat last week. I'm not too sure about that one, but this one I really like the copper color. And then this time for my leaves, I did mossy meadow, crumb cake, and copper clay because I'm using different patterns of the paper just to show you what it might look like. And if you want, when you get your card kit, you can flip it over and use the other sides. It's really up to you what you want to do. So I'm going to use these 3, and so I cut 3 pieces of the designer series paper that are 3 3/4 by 5. Now maybe there is some method to doing this angle direction, but I tried to look up the angled one and I couldn't really find a measurement. So the one video I watched, the gal just eyeballed it, and that's what we're going to do today. So what I did is I kind of went to the center for my first angle cut, and so you'll see that I have like a large triangle in the middle and then 2 that are a bit smaller on the sides, and it kind of meets in the middle. If you want to measure exactly, you can, but you don't have to. So I lined up one corner of my designer series paper, and then you kind of want to go halfway down on the other side. And like I said, I'm just eyeballing it, so I'm just going to kind of move it around until I feel like it's about in the middle, but I'm not measuring or anything. The only important part is you really want to make sure your 3 pieces of designer series paper stay stacked together so that they'll all fit nicely when you shuffle them around. Okay, so I'm holding them in place, and it is 3 sheets, so I'm going to go back and forth, but it cuts through pretty easily. So there I've got my one triangle. Now make sure these stay stacked together, and then we're just going to go from corner to corner and make our second cut like that. So again, I'm just eyeballing it. I didn't measure anything. You can measure if you want, or if you can figure that out, but I thought eyeballing it was just fine. Okay, I'm going to grab these and move the trimmer out of the way. So now we stacked them, we cut them, so now comes the shuffling part. Okay, so I'm going to move this middle piece to the bottom, and then I'm going to take the top 2 and move them to the bottom. So now I have 3 different patterns that I can use for my card, like that. And again, you have lots of variety you can do. So I made one of my triangles face this way, the other 2 face this way. You can decide how you want to layer it, and you can make it really however you want. You'll get the 3 pieces and you'll do the cutting, so you can decide how you want your angles to look, or like I said, you can look up Stack, Cut, Shuffle on YouTube, and maybe you want to cut yours a different way. You will get the 3 mats, and then you'll get 6 leaves that coordinate with your pieces of designer series paper that I'm sending you. And like I said, you may get different patterns because I have this 1 pack of paper, and it depends how many people order this week, but I thought it was time to use it. So that is what we are doing this week. You can get the card kit for free if you place an order of at least $40 this week using the host code, and I will put a shopping link up in the description, and that will have the host code attached, so it'll be nice and easy. You can make sure it goes along with this class. And you could use glue to glue these down. That might help you be a little bit more accurate, but I'm just using my Stampin' Seal Plus because that is my favorite adhesive. If you spend more than $50 this week, I'm going to include in your card kit a half package of those metallic dots that we're using. Otherwise, you can add your favorite embellishment to your order, or use one that you already have. And we're going to be using linen thread today too, so if you don't have some of that on hand, you'll want to add some to your order too. I try and keep the card kits really flat so that they are a little bit cheaper to mail, and I can get them out to you pretty easily. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to adhere my other ones here real quick. And then the rest of the card will come together pretty easily. This is kind of a fun technique to use if you want to make a big stack of cards. I mean, it's part of the technique name, right? Stack. So you're stacking your papers, and then you wind up with a stack of cards. And the paper is so pretty that you don't need to add a whole lot more to make a nice card. And I am sure whoever you send it to would love it. So if you are watching, comment and let me know, have you done this technique before? And if you have you done it at an angle, or have you done it more like rectangles? Because I've done it before with like rectangles, but the angles are just so pretty. I had to try it that way. And this paper is just so pretty. I had to use this paper. I should have gotten it out. I think I've showed you this card in one of my videos before. I got a really pretty swap card using the specialty snowflake paper and this technique, and it was absolutely gorgeous. If I remember, I will pull it back out next week, but that was what made me want to do the angled cuts, because I thought it was so pretty that way. And it's really not that hard. If you are just joining us, we just eyeballed it, so you don't have to measure. Just cut about halfway down your paper to create this triangle. And you can go back and watch how I did it, but it is really pretty simple, and that is how I like to do cards, is simple. If it is too complicated, I will probably skip it. All right, so we are going to use one of the stamp set or sentiments from the stamp set. And I have already die cut my little labels out of basic white. Now, if you wanted to, you could use vanilla with this paper, but I just decided to stick with white. I have the With a Grateful Heart sentiment. You could either add this bundle onto your order this week, or you could use another sentiment that you have that fits this label. I love the font in this stamp set too. I think it's so pretty. And I'll bring it back in a minute, but it has some smaller little sayings that you can add to the thankful ones. And there's even a tiny little die that cuts them out. So I just used copper clay ink. If you do not have that inked pad yet, you may want to add it onto your order also, because copper is the color you will get your mats in for your card kit. So it's a good coordinating color. Let's see, where did my stamp set go? And I'll show you. So you have with a grateful heart and I'm thankful, and then these little ones that you can add underneath too. So that's kind of fun. Okay, I am going to pull in some linen thread, and I just tied kind of a loopy bow. My linen thread is getting a little low, so I'm going to have to add some to my order this week too. And you know what? I'm going to add my leaves first. So I just made sure I grabbed two that were going the opposite way, and I'm just going to kind of lay them down with a little bit of my Stampin' Seal. You could use glue if you wanted to. You could even pop them up with dimensionals. And I'm just going to kind of put them on the side there. And then we'll use a mini glue dot to hold down our linen thread. And I'm going to kind of go at the bottom of those leaves. And then, let's see, did I bring my dimensionals in here? Of course I did not. That's all right. I would put these on with dimensionals, but it seems like I did not bring those in here. So we'll lay it down flat and that'll work fine too. So over your linen thread, and then we're going to finish off with a few of those metallic dots. Now, I keep my embellishments in our clear stamp cases, and you can see I don't have many left. It is a pretty large package, and it comes with bronze, gold, and copper. And luckily, most of the ones I had left were copper, which is what I wanted to use today anyways. But if your order is over $50, I'm going to send you a half package of these, so you can use the copper ones. Sometimes I think you can even pull gold tones out of this paper, even though it is technically copper foil. So whatever color of these you want to use is fine, but doesn't that look nice with the copper? So pretty. I love it for fall. Okay, let's put together our other two cards. So I'm just going to grab two more leaves. And I love these little leaf die cuts. I think they are so pretty. We will tie another bow of linen thread. And you can make it as big and loopy as you want, depends how much you want to stick out from behind your sentiment. And I'm just adding the glue dot so it kind of stays in place where I want it before I add that sentiment. If you are putting plenty of dimensionals on, those can kind of hold it in place too. But I like to have it kind of staying there where I want it, so I use the glue dot to just hold it there while I arrange my sentiment. I knew I would forget something. I always do. Thought it had dimensionals in here, but not today. And then finish off with a few of those copper dots again. And you can put them wherever you want on the card. Like that. And then we'll finish off our third one. And then before you go, I have some fun little sneak peeks to show you of things that I've been working on. So don't go away too quick because you'll want to see these. Okay, we'll add our leaves on there. One more bow with our linen thread. I think I have just enough. Maybe a little extra. That's good. I have another roll in here, but it doesn't have very much on it either, so just enough cards. I will have to add some more to my order. I wonder if I have another roll around here someplace. I probably do. I just have to look for it because it's not where it's supposed to be. All right, there is our bow. We'll put on our last sentiment. Like that. add our dots, and then we'll be done. So what do you think of this technique? I think it is a fun way to make a different type of card, but it's still pretty easy. Okay, so let's bring back in our 3 cards. So they're all just a little different because the designer series paper is in different spots, but I love this look. I think it is a lot of fun. So there's that pattern, and there was this first one that I used. And I kind of changed up the card base and the mat on this one just to see how it would look, and I think I stamped one in Moody Mauve ink, and I meant to put that on the one with the Moody Mauve mat, but then I grabbed it and it ended up on that card. So, but it looks really, really pretty. Okay, now I promised you a little sneak peek before we go today. And this one I showed last week, but tomorrow is the deadline to sign up for my card club this month. The card club is $39 a month, and you get to make 2 of each of these cards. So we use the Modern Garden Suite, Modern Garden Bundle. Maybe it's the Garden Walk Suite. And tomorrow is the last day to sign up for this month's kit. You can join anytime you want, but you'll only get this kit if you sign up by the end of tomorrow, because then it will go into next month's billing cycle. So I will post a link for that too. You can click on it to learn a little bit more about the club and sign up if you want. But it is a fun way to craft a little every month. Next month is going to be Christmas cards. The card club is usually a more general occasion, but I usually in October and November do Christmas cards. And I also have a Christmas card club. So that's the one where we do most of the Christmas cards. Okay, then I also have a sneak peek. So I talked about this a few weeks ago. I am going to do a Super Saturday event, and originally I had planned to do it on Saturday the 28th of October, but I just got behind in designing. So it is going to be in November sometime. I have not settled on an exact date, but I did get some of the classes designed this week, and I thought it would be fun to show you a little sneak peek. So Super Saturday is going to be 3 different card classes. You can decide if you want 1, 2, or all 3. And then if you decide to buy all 3 of the card classes, I'm going to have a bonus 4th class for you. That will be a lot of fun. This will happen in a private Facebook group. So if you purchase at least one of the classes, you'll get to be in the Facebook group. There will be some videos throughout the day that give you tips for putting the cards together. There are going to be some prizes, but you get to do it from the comfort of your own home. So you can choose how many card classes you want to buy, and then you work on them at your own pace. You don't even have to do it the Saturday that I pick. You can come back to the group later, watch the videos with the tips, and craft anytime you want. But this is going to be one of the classes, and I don't have any gems on my card yet because I need to add them to my next order. But this one is going to use the Berry Christmas Memories and More cards, and there is not even any stamping on these cards. So you could invite your non-stampy friends to stamp along with you, and they won't have to stamp to make these cute Christmas cards. Aren't these adorable? So this one is going to be $39, and you'll get the entire package of Memories and More cards. And there's 6 cards in this one, and you'll make 2 of each. So 12 cute Christmas cards. And then you'll have some of the cards left over, so you can do scrapbooking or make more of your own cards if you want. Then this one is another Christmas card class using the More Wishes stamp set. And you'll have the option to add that on if you want. And the Merry, Bold, and Bright paper. These are missing gems too, because all the gems I wanted to use I was pretty low on, so I need to order some more. So these are pretty quick and simple cards, but super cute. And this one is fun because it's a gift card holder. So in this one, you'll make 2 of each also, so you'll get to make 8 cards. This one will be $34 with the option to add on the stamp set. And then the third class for Super Saturday is probably not going to be Christmas. I'm thinking I'm going to use that Heartfelt Hexagon bundle that Stampin' Up! Released early for their World Card Making Day event, and the Delightful Floral Designer Series paper, which is super, super pretty. So I will hopefully have a peek for that next week, and the information will be coming soon. Make sure that you have joined my email list. I'll put a link up in the description because that is where you'll get the information for the Super Saturday event first, and also where I send, reminders about my card clubs and things like that. So thank you again for watching today. I hope you enjoyed these cards, and I will see you again next week. Bye.